You take control of yourself. That's Kundalini. Rather than the lower self controlling you, this is the way that you control yourself. I mean, there are just certain ways and certain things that you do in order to make things happen. If you're going to install air conditioning, you have to follow principles in order to make the thing work. If you're going to install electricity, you have to follow that. In the same way, the ancients, the wisdom that came down from God, left us instructions on what to do in order to control your body and your mind rather than having the effect be the opposite. Right? And this describes actually 7 chakras, which they call chakras, distributed from the base to the crown of the head, from the spine to the crown of the head. The reason that there is 7, I'll be quite frank with you, is because most of these ancient people knew only 7 planets. They could only identify 7 planets, and that's why they identified 7 chakras, and there's others who have a various belief in how many there are. And we're not going to go into the in-depth analysis of this. I'm trying to just to give you a light understanding or a light familiarization with the term and what it means. See? But to activate this in your body, and everybody can activate this in their body, but to activate it is to release realizations of spiritual consciousness and bliss. That's what it does. Spiritual consciousness and bliss. The only possible way that you can activate spiritual consciousness is Kundalini. There is no other way it can be done. It is impossible to do it any other way. And that's why it's so important that you become familiar with the term. Otherwise, you're into religion and you're dwelling in consciousness of the lower mind with all of its distractions. It can't work that way, and we'll show you that. But the 7 centers that are located from the base of the spine to the crown are known as chakras. C-H-A-K-R-A-S. And that word means wheels. Okay. 7 chakras, wheels, they're nerve centers. But I want you to understand something about that, okay? They're psychological. And that's very, very, very important for you to know. Okay? They're psychological, which means if your doctor was to look and x-ray your spine or open your back and inspect your spine from the base to the crown, he wouldn't find any of these chakras. And what is being said here is that in each place, in each area where a chakra, quote-unquote, is located, there is something to be overcome, whether it be in the base, the sexual area, the heart area, the throat area, the solar plexus up into the head and up into the crown. There has to be an overcoming, but these are not physical things that you can find or any doctor could find attached to your body. So understand that. But they are definitely there, and they definitely have their placement, but they're on the spiritual realm of things and the psychological realm of things, but still, you'll never find fulfillment in your life until these things are overcome, until each of these centers which are closed off are open. You'll never find life. You'll never find spirituality. You'll spend your life praying and reading Bibles and reading Bibles and reading Bibles, but you will not experience that which is the essence of life. Okay? Now, here, let's look at the premise. Well, yeah, here, let's look at this. Let's look at the premise of Kundalini. Let's see what the premise is, okay? You have an energy raising itself from the base of the spine inside of you. The spine, your back. Your spine is on your back. Okay. Well, you know, sometimes, you know, I just want to be careful. Okay, you have 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's the belief. We don't go into details about the others of the 9th. I'll tell you about that later. 7 chakras that rise up your spine inside of you, obviously, to generate energy to the right hemisphere of the brain and cause you to start thinking with cells which are located at the right hemisphere of the brain. And those are the 7 chakras of Kundalini. Now, it's a very strange thing, isn't it, to think of something like this or to talk about something like this, especially in Christian circles. I happened to watch a program on television at my office in which a Catholic priest was putting this down. And he was saying what the belief is that there's an energy that rises up 7 chakras to the spine and then throws energy to the right hemisphere, and this is something you got to stay away from. This is New Age thought, it's Hindu, and it's something you don't want to get involved in. And I wrote him a letter and I said, Father, you know, nice program and God bless you and everything, but you want to be a little careful as a Christian as to what you say about these 7 chakras